Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. I cannot believe how is it fucking Thursday? It is Friday Eve. This time last week was my last day before I had a wee long weekend, and it just feels so long ago. Anyway, today I am going to talk about setting goals for 2026, and hopefully that can help. I know that some people have been like, "Oh, I don't really know what to put on my goal list," and that's okay. If anyone's seen my most recent story, is obviously I was doing a triathlon and I pulled it for various reasons. One, my body was just not responding at all, um, and or I just felt shit mentally all round. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But what I put in my story was you don't always need to have a big goal. Honestly, I've been saying this a lot to clients recently is everyone's goal should generally be to be healthy, you know, do the things you want to do, enjoy life at the same time, feel good in your own skin, like be confident, be healthy, be happy and live a long life. And sometimes, and it actually is, not sometimes, it actually is living the mundane life. At the end of the day, we live a mundane life when it comes to work because we know that that gets us wages, that pays our bills, that pays our life, and we still do it. It's the same with your fitness. The mundane things, the eating healthy foods, it all works. Um, so sometimes don't, if you feel like right now you're like, oh my god, this person's buying High Rocks tickets and this person's doing a half marathon here and this person's going on stage there, and it can be so overwhelming at times and we can feel so much pressure then on ourselves to put things in place when you don't always need to have massive goals there. Goals are amazing. I love goals so much. But also at the same time, sometimes it's nice to cruise along but still be committed to yourself and feeling good, um, without so much pressure on that. So, how goal setting can help you? And this is exactly why we have our roadmap and our plan, so that it directs us on the road ahead. So some people won't probably look at it, some people will. So if someone has got a long-term goal, I'm going to use Anna for example. Anna came to me with a long-term goal. Anna came to me at the start of the year wanting to compete next year in April time, right? So you might originally think, wow, like that's like, I don't know, 16 months away from when she initially started. When it comes to bodybuilding, these things take a long time. And it wasn't just a big, lengthy improvement season or big dieting phases. We broke it down into small segments, like 12 weeks on a growing phase and then 6 weeks on a mini cut, and push pull, repeating the exact same things. Again, that is what bodybuilding is about. And then that set her up for what's going to happen when she is officially starting prep next week. So we've had that visual in place, that roadmap, and that's what helps keeps your head in the game at the same time. It keeps your head in the process, knowing, right, okay, I've got 6 weeks left of this phase, I'm going to push really hard, and sometimes that's a wee bit of motivation and spark that you need. Also, it prevents burnout because you do see how long each phase lasts for. Prevents you from winging things, doing random workouts, hitting one food one day, next day you're starving. So you've got that accountability there, you've got that structure and routine. It gives you the direction, the motivation and focus. As I says, like if you know you've got a few weeks left on a dieting phase, you're going to really push hard because you're like, okay, it's almost over. I better up my game. As I says, it helps keep you accountable, showing up daily and weekly. And then also the resolutions you make on New Year's, because everyone makes resolutions. This roadmap is going to help you turn it into the actual changes and the results that you want. Okay? And yeah, so what could your goals be? First of all, as I said, you don't always need to have big goals. I've not got a bogey, I'm just itching my nose. You don't need to have big goals, but if you do want some big goals, things to think about is things that are going to push out your comfort zone. Wait, now move this position. Sorry, I need to move that to the back because you can't see. yeah, so things that are going to push out your comfort zone. Also think about your interests. So if you're someone that's not interested in bodybuilding, you wouldn't be like, oh, in 2026 I'm going to compete in a bodybuilding competition. No, because, you know, if you don't have any interest in it and you don't enjoy it, then you're less likely to put the same effort in as something you do enjoy. So have a think about maybe something you enjoy. Maybe you would like to start something new, or maybe it's something that you wish you'd done a few years ago. As I said, something that you think you enjoy but be a challenge for you. You know, you need a wee bit of time. You might need 16 weeks. You might need 6 months. You might need 8 weeks. It doesn't always have to be a race, an event, a photo shoot competition. As I said, sometimes it's just setting milestones within your own journey, and understanding then that you need to execute the plan, you need to listen to me, and that's going to get you there. So goals can range from a performance-based goal like a 5k, 10k, half marathon. Maybe you change the location. So for example, Kirsty, she done a marathon this year in Manchester, and now next year she is going to do half marathon in Dubai. So changing up the location, making the most of it. Or maybe it's like a high rocks again, travelling different places for high rocks, maybe a CrossFit event, or the Gauntlet, I think that's what it's called. That's the one in January. So it's maybe just looking for different things that you can do. That's going to challenge you, and you have to train hard. There's a purpose as to what you're doing, because you know that you've got that coming. Physique based, obviously, like photo shoots, bodybuilding competitions, holidays, weddings, hen do's, important things in your life. Now photo shoots doesn't always need to be a studio, gym shoot, it could be a location, it could be a different country, it could be anything. Or maybe it's a goal like dropping a dress size by summer, or maybe it's wearing a bikini on a summer holiday, maybe it's getting pregnant, maybe it's your postpartum journey, maybe it's running 5k without stopping, maybe it's squatting your body weight by the end of the year. So these kind of wee milestones help keep you, oh my god, I better train legs today, because remember that goal I set myself for April? If I miss this leg session, or if I don't train hard here, or if I don't eat my food, I'm not going to put myself further forward. Things that obviously help us, as I said, your visual roadmap, exactly what you get. So you get that, understanding how you're going to get to that goal, and a realistic timeline. If it's a long-term goal, then as I said, breaking it down into segments so it doesn't feel so far away. Celebrating the small wins, honestly, they are the most important. Without these big ones, without them, the big ones don't matter. And it's funny because I was talking to Franny the other day there when we were away at the weekend, and I was just like, we're always like, oh, I can't wait for this weekend, I can't wait to do this, but you really do forget to enjoy the middle bits in between, the build up in between. It's like when I was saying I was getting my teeth done, like, oh my god, I've got 2 weeks to get my teeth done, and then I said to Fred this morning, like, he said to me, the novelty's wore off now, isn't it? And I'm like, I know, it's because you just, like, we just can't wait for the next thing instead of just enjoying there. Use things that's going to help us to keep you motivated. Maybe it's a notebook, maybe it's buying yourself a new gym outfit once a month, like, these be incentives. Maybe it's a calendar and marking off each day, one day closer to that event. Also surrounding yourself with like-minded people, I think that's very important. Energy creates energy. Energy is so important. You do not want to be around negative people. They're only going to bring you down. People that maybe have similar goals, or maybe people, they might have been there before, and they understand the process. So for example, I might not be in my bodybuilding era right now, but I've done that process many times, so I know that. Obviously I'm a coach as well, like I can relate heavily on that. Tracking your progress, your tracker, your daily tracker, weekly check-ins, pictures, logbooks, and something that I always emphasise to clients is that life happens, so sometimes we do need to tweak the plan, and that's okay. We move with life, we don't work against it. So sometimes it might mean that you jump on the plan and you've got a running event and you can do 4 runs a week, but then your workload ramps up and we need to change it to just 2 runs a week. We always have to move with what's going on in your life, because we have to make it fit into your life and enjoy life at the same time. Also, remembering your why. This shit takes time, so trust the process. And these, achieving things is not an overnight thing. we're not always going to get it right, and that's okay. It's about consistency over perfection. So what I want to do is, what are your goals for the 2026? Now, my first goal is going to be half marathon, Burge to Burge. I've always wanted to do that, so I'm super excited. Obviously, some of the girls are coming over, and that's going to be my first one. So let's hear all your goals.